Today's bold chapter is about Bernie Madoff, the billion-dollar lie. Have you ever trusted someone so much that you never saw the betrayal coming? Imagine handing over your life savings to a man praised by Wall Street itself, a man who delivered consistent returns, even when markets crashed. Celebrities, billionaires, pension funds, they all trusted him. But it was all a lie. A man who wore expensive suits, spoke like a statesman, and built a financial empire on a single massive lie. This is the true story of Bernie Madoff, the man behind the largest Ponzi scheme in financial history. Let's begin. Every life is a story, but some are unbelievable. This is Bold Chapter. Chapter 1. The Rise of a Wall Street Star. Bernard Lawrence Madoff was born in 1938 in Queens, New York. In 1960, with $5,000 he saved from working as a lifeguard and $50,000 borrowed from his in-laws, he founded Bernard L. Madoff Investment Securities. He was smart, ambitious, visionary. Madoff was among the first to embrace electronic trading, and his firm soon became a massive market maker on the Nasdaq. By the 1980s, he was a financial rock star. He served as non-executive chairman of Nasdaq and was widely seen as an industry pioneer. But behind the prestige, something else was brewing. Chapter 2. The Illusion of Consistency. Madoff offered something no one else could. Steady, reliable returns, 10 to 12% annually. No matter the market conditions, the gains kept coming. During crashes, when others lost millions, his clients still profited. He told investors his strategy was called a split strike conversion, a sophisticated options trading model. But here's the trick. There were no trades, no strategy, just lies. He paid old clients with new investors' money, classic Ponzi, and it worked because it looked boring, safe, reasonable, not flashy. Chapter 3. The Psychology of Trust. Madoff understood human psychology better than most. He didn't sell greed, he sold stability. He didn't market to the masses. He created exclusivity. He used affinity fraud, targeting communities built on trust. Jewish charities, elite country clubs, European royalty, academic foundations. Everyone thought, if they trust him, I can too. And when people begged to invest, he often said no. That made them want in even more. He made trust a currency and cashed it in. Chapter 4. Warnings that were ignored. There were red flags, so many of them. A man named Harry Markopolos, a financial analyst and fraud investigator, tried to expose Madoff for nearly a decade. He sent detailed memos to the SEC, one titled, "The World's Largest Hedge Fund is a Fraud." Markopolos ran simulations and concluded that Madoff's returns were statistically impossible. But the SEC ignored him repeatedly. They interviewed Madoff, asked for documents, and believed what he gave them. No one opened the hood. No one wanted to admit that Wall Street's golden boy could be a fraud. Chapter 5. Inside the operation. Madoff's fraud was hidden in plain sight, literally on the 17th floor of his Midtown Manhattan office. That floor was sealed off. Only a handful of trusted employees were allowed inside. There were no Bloomberg terminals, no real-time trading data, just two assistants, a dot matrix printer, and a stack of old stock price books. They printed fake account statements by hand, showing trades that never happened. Clients received monthly reports that looked pristine. Every number, every gain, perfectly designed to avoid suspicion. It was a factory of fiction. Hey, you're here for bold stories, and we've got plenty more coming. Smash that like button, follow us on Instagram and TikTok, and drop a comment to tell us what hit you hardest in this episode. And if you want to ride with us all the way to the top, subscribe right now. Let's make this the fastest growing channel of 2025. It's a community, and you're part of it. Chapter 6. The collapse begins. Then came 2008. The financial crisis rocked the global economy. Panicked investors rushed to withdraw their money from Madoff's fund. But there was no money to withdraw. He had spent it, or paid it to others. In December 2008, Bernie confessed the truth to his sons. "It's all one big lie," he said. His sons turned him in. Days later, he was arrested. His empire gone overnight. Chapter 7. Justice and Tragedy. In March 2009, Madoff pleaded guilty to 11 federal felonies. He was sentenced to 150 years in prison. The scale of the damage: over $65 billion in fake profits and principal. Thousands lost everything: savings, pensions, even homes. Some took their own lives. One of Madoff's sons, Mark, died by suicide in 2010. Another son, Andrew, died of cancer in 2014. Both insisted they never knew what their father was doing. Madoff died in prison in 2021. Alone. Unforgiven. Chapter 8. The lesson we keep forgetting. Madoff's story is not just about one man. It's about a system that looked away. Regulators failed. Auditors failed. Friends failed. Even victims, many of them, didn't ask questions they should have. Why? Because Madoff sold a dream that everyone wanted to believe. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. But when the illusion is so comforting, we ignore the obvious. And that's how one man turned trust into a weapon. Another chapter closed, but the story is far from over. Subscribe to Bold Chapter and never miss what's next. If this story shocked you, share it. Not because it's rare, but because it could happen again. Stay skeptical. Ask questions. And never trust someone just because the world says you should. This was Bernie Madoff. And this was the greatest financial con of the 21st century.